Hiya, Cosmic Cat here. Welcome to the channel. Let's get right into affirmations for the inner child. All right, how is the inner child doing today? Have you tapped in and asked him or her how they're feeling? You can do so now if you would like. To place your hand on your upper abdomen, on your belly. That's your solar plexus chakra. And just breathe in and out. Feel your breath and ask. Greet your inner child. Say good morning, good afternoon. How are you today? How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? If you have a certain pain or cramp, you can also ask your inner child, is there something, why are we cramping right now? Can you help me understand? Something along those lines. Let's get right into November 22nd. It's a master number, a portal day. I would encourage you to check out the birthday reading if you feel so inclined, or just if it's your birthday. November 22nd, 1122 is all about rules. My rules support my recovery. A child questions rules. If a brother or sister is allowed to stay up later than usual, the child asks, why can't I? In a healthy family, parents welcome the child's question as a teaching opportunity. The brother or sister may be older or celebrating a special occasion. Children may not like certain rules, but these rules provide security. When allowed to question, a child grows in reasoning power and develops self-discipline. My inner child questions the rules that I have chosen for my recovery. As I grow, I am learning to structure rules based on self-respect. Today, I welcome my inner child's questions as a learning opportunity. I will choose and adhere to rules that support my growth. How do you feel about the word rules? Were you allowed to ask questions, or were you shamed, guilted, not responded to, or acknowledged or understood? Which created the lack of that reasoning power and self-discipline. Are you working now with rules and learning to structure rules based on self-respect, self-discipline, self-respect, all about the self? Let's start pulling cards and see what we can add to this guidance, this inquiry that has happened today regarding rules. Spirit, what rules do you have? What information do you have regarding rules? A male. So perhaps it was your father figure or your older sibling that really hurt you. This actually could also be you are meant to embrace your male energy within your body. Embrace your male energy so that you can learn to create rules. Learn to abide by rules easier. If rules make you cringe, and I have to be completely honest with you, I lack, sometimes I definitely lack the structure and rules in life. And it's been something that has been coming into play more and more lately. Of course, it was always, I guess I won't say it was always a struggle, because when I was in La La Land, as an alcoholic, it just didn't seem like it mattered much, structure. I mean, very much a responsible and functioning alcoholic, always always there for work, always there, dedicated, reliable, um, sort of being. But there's also been a struggle with male energy. So I believe that this is asking you to raise your masculine energy up. That your feminine energy within your own individual body, this is only about you, no one else, not the world, just you, your own individual body. Your feminine energy may be up here, your feminine energy could be down here with your masculine. But for learning with rules and structure, it's important to, about rules and structure, it is important to, okay, those two thought they were going to come, and instead we're going to choose you. Rules and self-improvement, discipline, having self-discipline, knowing what it's about, being able to ask questions. I mean, and in a way that is assertive, not foul or harming in any way. Okay, so we have, now as I pull these cards over, I'd like for you to make sure that you are looking at these cards and allowing yourself to feel, what is it that your body is doing? Does your body do anything? Do you suddenly get a scent come into your nose that is nowhere around you? So you know that it's coming from an ancestor, or it's a familiar scent. Your breath, what is it doing? What comes to mind for someone? There is a moment in time that you're reflecting on. This is bringing up some history for you. And I got for someone that it's okay for you to dress this way. Like, even the way that you dressed wasn't okay. Okay, so we have Four of Cups, Eight of Cups, Two of Swords, Okay. So there is a sense, so regarding rules, you started out believing and standing by your childhood ways, what you were taught. Stood by what you were taught, not knowing that this caused insecurity in your life, because rules actually create security. It's a sense of understanding of how a process works. In any job that you've ever applied for, there are rules, there's employee handbooks, there's information about what is meant to, what you're meant to do, what you're meant not to do, because things have to be broken down and clear, not just for the company's safety, but for your own safety as well. So safety, reasoning, and self-discipline, self-respect. You are respecting yourself and others by honoring this. But you have a lot of doubt in rules. You did, until you decided to walk away. You found the pattern. You found the pattern that was causing you to remain stuck. You ask Spirit for some inner peace, and Spirit's like, okay, well, you want inner peace, then You are going to have to walk away from these emotions of holding on to insecurity. You're going to have to walk away from the emotions of not asking questions. You're going to have to completely transform that mindset of not asking questions into, it's okay for me to ask questions. I can ask questions. Asking questions helps you learn. Now, could this be something that's taken out of context? Of course, anything can be taken out of context. Are there people that continually will ask you questions without answering one of yours? Yes, yes, there are. And those are also people that try to, oftentimes, energy vampires. They're going through their own um, phase of growth at that time, trying to seek and cling on to something or anything. And it may even be a space that you're familiar with because you have been there too. But it is not your place to question, doubt, to to have ill judgment. You want to have solid discernment of being objective and open, honest about the truth. That's what matters most. And sometimes the truth is very difficult to admit. It may be difficult for some of you to admit that there was complete chaos in your childhood that has disrupted your entire life. You know, some of you feel that your age, you're too old, or, well, that's way in the past, but you're really living it every day of your life. You think that it's in the past, but if you really dug deep down, you would understand and see that you are living this way every single day. You're still doing the same pattern that you did as a child of not asking questions, thinking that that's going to help it all go away. You might be focused on disappointment, focusing your energy on what's before you, as opposed to, hey, spirit trying to connect to you. Spirit's like, hey, I'm over here. They say they're dropping feathers on the ground for you to pick up. Feel free to share in the comments below if this is you. Yeah, and you're starting to see the light now. It's starting to ask questions. And this really brings you to this movement of walking away, going into solitude to find your inner peace. Now that you've discovered that rules, you didn't have rules as a child. You didn't have a curfew. It didn't matter if you came home. Heck, you probably didn't even come home most of the time on a school night, and it wasn't even noticed that you were gone. Stayed away all the time, but your ties were still there. That was still the place where you were fed, where you were cared for on some level, on levels of what children need. So there was caring there, but the confusion and the chaos of not being able to ask questions or being treated differently without an understanding of why. It seems like our world, look at how these trees look like they go together. Wow. Yeah. The 4 and the 8, making leaps, jumping, connecting the dots, connecting yourself with the tree. That's fascinating. Yeah, it's 4, 8, and there's not really a 12, so it goes to 2. There is something about those increments. I felt 2 at first because it's 11, 22. 2, 2, 2. But perhaps it's 4, 8, 12. 2, 4, and there's 8. There's not a 6, but however, who do you appreciate? Do you appreciate yourself? There's no need to be disgruntled or upset or embarrassed about your family, your life, your upbringing, you're definitely not alone in this field at all. Now, you take this solo journey for your inner peace and to gain some self respect, some self discipline, to start to not cringe when you hear the word rules. And you move into a protective energy, learning how to protect yourself, learning how to follow your gut, learning how to use swords. This could be literally or mentally, spiritually, learning how to do cord cutting ceremonies to cut toxic cords within your family. This doesn't remove people from your life unless you want it to. And even if you want it to, we really don't have free will. We can make our own choices, but the will of the universe sometimes does. Ganesh is real. It's an obstacle that comes into our space or our life and transforms us or takes us on another path. You're at a crossroads. Some of you are at a crossroads with the rules. Maybe perhaps your family is upset that you've expressed to them how you feel. But it is okay. You may have to walk away for a while. If it's meant to be for you, it will be. And I see something in the shadows, like a cow. You see that? The golden cow. I've heard of the golden cow. Cows are very much honored and respected. They're sacred in other cultures. I keep wanting to put this together because it just fits so well. And it shows life and death. And this can even go, as you see, you're going toward this cow here. You're going toward the light, the golden light of discovery, the tree of life for some of you. Perhaps you're studying Kabbalah. The time will come for the water to flow. You have a lot of emotions here about this. And then it's time for clarity, to think logically while you're still swimming in the mystical, mysterious Pisces energy. And of the full moon too. There's Two of Swords here. You have a decision to make, and it may not be an easy decision for you. But it is imperative that you choose what is best for you and not best for others. It is not selfish. It is okay for you to care about your own well-being. You have put others before you for so long. It is okay for you to think about yourself, want the healing that you're feeling is necessary for you to have an improved life. And so you may have to cut someone out of your life for a while or permanently. But if anyone's meant to be in your life, they will always be in your life. You cannot, there's nothing that can be done about that. Okay? The serpent's energetic balance. Achieve balance through the serpent's energy. This is the year of the snake. We're almost through the end of the year. It is imperative that you release and let go of anything else that is not serving you, anything that you are ready to let go of. Things like this, of the old patterns, of not being able to ask questions, feeling like you're on eggshells. Release all of this. Start to release it. Know that it is a process, that it will take time. Understand when it comes up, it is an opportunity for growth and a challenge for you. Embrace the serpent's energy for harmony. Their presence helps align and harmonize internal energies, facilitating a balanced and centered state of being. Thank you, Spirit. And look at you here. You have either come to the state of Kundalini rising, or you will come to that state by following the advice that was given to you today, embracing your masculine energy, shifting your energy from being negative to your emotions being positive, or at least optimistic, understanding that Spirit is with you. You just have to call on them and have hope, faith, believe they're there and they want to help you. All for that inner peace, for that ability to hear the word rules and not be triggered, to understand how rules have a positive aspect. Shifting of your energy and your emotions into a logical state of mind. Making better choices in your life. And you will have to make a tough decision. Make sure, again, you do this for you, okay? That's the message I have for you today. Have a cosmic day and tonight, meow.